Hey guys, Brilliant Videos here. Welcome back to a Facecam / Rfactor 2 video where today, if you've read the description of part 2 of the Le Mans episode on BV Motorsport, I said that I was going to try and beat my lap times that I have set on the racing sims there at the Le Mans International Karting Track during when there was a big event going on there, which meant the karting track was closed, but I got to have a go on the racing sims there. But before I get into more detail, I just want to give a big thanks to Le Mans International Karting for the experience of using the racing sims there. It was a lot of fun, and I genuinely enjoyed the simulators that you have in place there because of how detailed it was, and I definitely really felt like being in a car there when I was being thrown around all over the place by the simulators. Anyway, though, I was given at the end of my runs, I was given a piece of paper on how I did during on the times that I have set during those 3 runs. So this is my first run. It was in a Ferrari 458 Italia on the 24 Hours of Le Mans circuit, and the time I set was a 4:10.9. And if you look here, this is the top 10. These are the top 10 fastest drivers. And when I see the top 10, I knew I was just a second behind the top 10 drivers there, so I was very close indeed. My next one was on the Hockenheim track, again using the Ferrari 458, but I was really struggling on that track. If you've seen part 2 of the video, I was struggling more on the Hockenheim track than I was on the Le Mans circuit. But this is the time I set though. It was a 1:49.6. This is the time there. I don't know if you can see it. And then this is the top 10. Again, this is the top 10. Only this time I was about 2 seconds behind. I was only 2 seconds slower than the driver in 10th place in this Ferrari 458 Italia. And then last one, this was my third one. This was on Friday before I left for home with my dad Tony. He was there at the time filming me doing the racing sims there. So I just want to all the credit goes to all the credit goes to my dad Tony, who you've seen in part 2 of my Le Mans episode. Now you got to see him for the first time. He was filming me doing the racing there. He was filming me racing on the sims, and he did a genuine good job there in my opinion. But anyway, on to my last run. It was in the Rebellion. And this is the run I got before I left for Friday, and the time there was a 3:38.2. And if you look here on this sheet here, I was about 7 seconds slower than the driver in 10th place. But that was the run I was a lot more nervous with, because of the jump I made from driving in a GT car all the way over to a prototype, which was quite scary at first. But maybe next time if I was there, I might go just a little bit more faster, try to squeeze those extra seconds out. But anyway, though, I'm going to show you. We're going to go on to the clips now, where I'll be trying to beat those times now on the racing sims, or on the racing sims that I've set back in Le Mans International Karting. Only this time we'll do it on Rfactor 2. And thanks for watching the video. And without further ado, let's go racing. We got my G27 racing wheel here, and I got the gear shifter here that I've shown in another video a long time ago. So I'm all set to go, and this time I'm done talking. Let's go. Alright, so here we go now for our lap around Le Mans. And we're going to see now if we can beat the simulator times, the time that we have set on the simulator back at the Le Mans International Karting Track here on Rfactor 2. So here we go now, coming up towards the first 2 corners now in the Ferrari 458. Through the first 2 corners nicely, no problem there. Under the Dunlop Bridge we go. So far we've been on this track now for 25 seconds according to the timer on the bottom right hand corner there. And if you're wondering, I'm using the replay camera on the top right there, so it gives another perspective of my driving and shows you how I was from that perspective looking at the replay camera. But anyway, down Mulsanne Straight we go, blazing at about 160 miles an hour. Well, we're going past 160 miles an hour, picking up towards our top speed of 171 miles an hour, onto the blazing down Mulsanne Straight now, as I said before, racing down there in our Ferrari 458 Italia, coming up towards the first Mulsanne corner. Can we do so? Can we beat the? Can we try to get through the first Mulsanne corner without a scratch? Hard braking now, going through there, clip the curbs. And we got through there nicely, no problems, managed to destroy those curbs like a boss. But anyway, we're back on the Mulsanne Straight now. We still have the time of 4 minutes 10.9 to beat. But can we do it? Can we still do it? Judging by the pace we have, I reckon we can beat the lap time. Or even just beat the lap time, if you know what I mean. But anyway, heading down towards the second Mulsanne corner. This is where I found the tire and the front splitter with my dad in part 2 of the Le Mans episode for Brereton Videos Motorsport. Anyway, leaving the second Mulsanne corner we go, racing down towards Arnage, I believe it is. I think it's Arnage, I'm not sure. But anyway, I don't know. But either way though, but then again, I don't know absolutely 100% about Le Mans. But anyway though, we're racing down now towards, I think is Arnage, I'm not sure. Heavy braking here, braking nice, braking not too late, because this corner has easily caught me off multiple times from misjudging my braking points. Anyway, racing down now towards Indianapolis, not the racetrack Indianapolis, but the corner that we're coming up to now on Le Mans Indianapolis. So far we're in the 2 minute 10s. Can we try and... Oh no, sorry, we're in the 2 minutes 40s, I mean, sorry, because it's very hard to read the timer screen. At the time of making this video, the screen was blurry on the Sony Vegas Pro 13 editor. But anyway though, we've left Indianapolis, racing down now towards this right-hander here. Through the right-hander, no problem, racing up towards the Porsche curves. We're in the 3 minutes now. Time is looking very tight now. We only have a limited time left. Can we try and beat the 4 minute 10.9 lap time? I reckon we can do so, but it's a very close call indeed. Into the Porsche curves we go, down to 5th gear, or actually down to 4th gear, down 2 gears we go, into the Porsche curves we go, going flash out, back into 5th gear, going flash out here at the Porsche curves, then we're back down to 4th, being very cautious, but at the same time going flash out here at the Porsche curves, as I said before. Leaving the Porsche curves now, got a bit wide, but we're still okay at the minute. Racing up towards the Ford chicane now, past the pit entry area there. Braking hard into the Ford chicanes. Again, another corner that has caught me off multiple times. I nearly lost it there, but coming around the final corner now, we beat the simulator lap time in a 4 minute 10.7. So that was my lap time there of a 4 minute 10.7. We did quite well. We were 0.02 of a second faster than our simulator lap time. Now it's time for the next one, the Hockenheim track. Alright, so here we go now at Hockenheim. We're back in the Ferrari 458 Italia again. This time we're on a more technical track. As we go through turn 1, we go through there nice and easy, no problem whatsoever. Replay camera has now came up, so you get to see how I did from that perspective. Breaking into turn 2 we go, and we get through nicely. We're still in the 20-second area, but I imagine the time is going to be a lot more higher by the time we finish this by the time we finish this lap. Racing down now, down the back straight, heading up towards this very tight hairpin here, in which it can really confuse you as a late braker. But anyway, braking hard now into the hairpin. I missed the apex there. That could cost me time, but I'm back in the power again, racing up towards the curbs or the hairpins. This is the more technical part of the track. If you see my video on BV Motorsport on the Le Mans episode, this is the section of the track that caught me off mostly. But anyway, though, now into the we've left the more technical section. The more technical section, I mean, into the coming up towards the last few corners now. Oh, big massive slide there, and that's gonna cost me a lot of time. Now remember, the time to beat, I think, is a 1:42. I think it's a 1:42 anyway. 1:42 is the beat. Can I do it? Can I beat the lap time of 1:42? Let's find out. Around the final corner we go. Is it possible for me to beat a 1:42 lap time? Here it comes. Race going across the start finish line. No, we couldn't beat it. We couldn't beat it. It was a 1:45.9. Oh no, that didn't go so well for us. But hey, we have one more chance of beating one of our simulator lap times, and that is in the Rebellion at Le Mans. Alright, this is our third and final run. Can we beat this simulator time? The time to beat here is a 3:38. So, can we beat it? Can we beat a 3:38, or can we at least match it? So, let's find out and see as we go through the first two corners, which leads to underneath the Dunlop Bridge. Flying there. Flying out the first two corners, going back down the hill now. Into fifth gear we go. We're taking that corner way more faster than we did back in the Ferrari 458, but that's because obviously the Rebellion has more grip and more horsepower than the Ferrari does. But anyway, onto the Mulsanne straight we go. Into fifth gear changing up into fifth gear now. Down at the start of Mulsanne, racing down there, passing 160 miles an hour. Now we're up to 172 miles an hour. Oh, we're now coming to 175, 176 miles an hour. Into 177 miles an hour we go. Can we go any faster? No, we can't. Oh no, yes we can. We can go 178 miles an hour before we have to brake back down for the first Mulsanne corner. Going through as we go through there nicely. Bit wide though, but at least it didn't crash into the wall like it did last time. So that's the important thing anyway. But anyway though, back on the power we go as we race down now towards the second Mulsanne corner. We're passing once again 177 miles an hour. Can we get hit 177? Yes, we can. Braking back down at the first Mulsanne corner, hitting the curbs there nicely. Back up into third gear. I didn't mean to shift back into a second gear that time. But either way though, we're back on the power again, racing towards Arnage, at least I think is what I think it's called anyway, I'm not sure. But anyway though, staying in sixth gear now, racing up to what I think is Arnage. Braking nice and hard here at Arnage. At least here I can brake more harder in the LMP1 car than I can in the GT car. More harder and more later is what I meant. But anyway, back up into sixth gear we go. Up to 160 miles an hour. We're in the 2-minute 10s, now we're in the 2-minute 20s. Remember, 3-minute 38 is the beat. I don't know if this is going to be successful, but it's all a matter of trying anyway. Into Indianapolis we go. Straight, late braking there. Into third gear we go. Back on the power now, up to 120 miles an hour. Now braking back down into this right-hander here. Someone has came online. One of my friends have came online on Steam, but that's not here. That's nothing for here at the minute. Maybe in game, say like players on a Battleground. But anyway, back to what's at hand here. Up to 170 miles an hour, racing up towards the Porsche curbs. Braking just slightly here. Down to fifth gear we go. back on the power now, going flat out here. Well, sort of flat out at the Porsche curves while staying in 5th gear. Racing around the exit of the Porsche curves. Almost there to the finish line. Come on. Can we beat 3 minutes 38? Can we do it? We're in the 3 minute 30s. This is looking very tight here, ladies and gentlemen. This is looking very tight. 3 minute 35s. No, we're not going to beat it. No, we've gone past 3:38. Bit of a slider there, but no, we didn't beat it. So the only time we were able to beat was the first run, which is in the Ferrari 458 Italia, which is disappointing, but well, we can't win everything, I suppose. But anyway, though, thank you for watching this video on me beating at least one of my lap times on the simulator at Le Mans International Karting. I hope you watched it, and until next time, goodbye.